You guys, this is such a special series. There's so much heart, there's so much humor to it. Ignacio, was there something about this role or about this series that really made you want to be a part of the show?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to pretend like I'm at a point in my career where I can, I can really be sitting back and going, I don't want to do. Yeah, I mean, I've certainly never been given an opportunity to play the titular role in a show. Um, but I mean, the people involved, like I grew up watching Mike Schur's shows, Shay is what one of my best friends, Jimmy, like he's not as connected to like all the entertainment stuff as I am. He's not as much of a fan. So I'll audition for stuff and I'll tell him what it is. And usually I have to explain who the person is. And I told him about this and I told him about Shay. He freaked out. And had been like following Shay and reading his stuff for years. So I
Mm.
mean the people involved was really I think like the main sort of draw.
Christina, there's such a great bond, obviously, between Drea and her son. Is it a natural thing that you found with Ignacio as well, or did it seem to find itself through the page? Did you guys spend some time together to bond?
It was very natural. I mean, you spend any time with him, he's charming, he's warm, he's interesting. And so I just kind of fell immediately into this dynamic of like adoring him and also caring very much about him. Um, and like he I always say too that he made it very easy because he kind of like treated me like his mom even off screen. So it was easy to fall into that dynamic.
In terms of
Ignacio,
spending time together, I'm still waiting for that invite to come over for dinner. I
we
was promised.
invited you we invited you one time,
Man.
but
No,
uh
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally
I
kidding.
think it was COVID or you had an early day or something, but yeah, if you
what
didn't
did
live
he,
in New York we'd have you over more. Okay,
I
sorry.
was totally kidding. No, I love St. John and Christina, and it was so easy, like genuinely.
there's such great comedic moments to this incredible series. I love that Drea says, if you learn how to cook, you'll not be single. And then Rafa's like, but you are a single mom, and that's by choice. Were moments like those scripted, or was there room, Christina, for you to guys to improv much?
That particular moment was scripted, but we did have a lot of improv moments. There was lots of freedom to improv on that set. Yeah, with the directors and the producers, um, we got to play a lot.
Yeah, and in terms of like improvising and ad-libbing, changing things in the moment, sometimes it come from the actors, sometimes it come from the writers. They would like
Mhm.
rewrite on the day and give you sort of what are called alts, like an alternative line, alternative version. Or sometimes an actor would improvise something and it would inspire them to sort of go in that direction, and then they would add on to
Uh-huh.
what the
Yeah.
actor had started. So yeah, it's just everyone sort of contributing and on
Mhm.
the day things changing, but a lot of it is scripted also.
Ignacio, do you have a favorite of the uncles, or are you a little biased because you're on screen related to all of them?
Yeah, I guess yeah, I mean, I would imagine I'm biased, I guess. But no, over the course of this season watching the show, like I think it changes episode to episode, sort of who your favorite is. You sort of you get to spend, every episode, I think like you get to spend more time with like one particular uncle and foray
Mhm.
a little bit into their world. So as you know, as the season progresses and you know, as the show sort of like shows you a little bit more of each character and flesh out their world. I think audience members will likely sort of like jump around from who's their favorite, but every uncle has has their moment for sure and has hilarious moments. So
Mm.
Ignacio, you have great comedic timing. Is that something that's always been natural to you, or is it something you've had to work at?
um yeah, well, I think certain people just like have to survive and like need to be funny maybe like in class or whatever.
Mm.
um thank you. I hope I have good timing. um yeah, I don't know, it's not something I think you can be like too conscious of or try to intellectualize. um but yeah, I think, I mean, you can tell with Shay too that I think sort of he, just talking to him in life and reading his writing, I think you can tell that, that's sort of like a core trait of his that was probably developed maybe as a survival skill, you know.
Mm.
Christina, what do you think it is about Primo that's going to make it such a fast fan favorite comedy?
Oh, I think it has a little bit of everything that makes a good comedy. It's funny, it's warm, the relationships are good and believable, and each character is interesting in their own right.
I think the series has heart, there's humor, there's a little bit of everything. I think you learn a little bit of insight into the life of a Latin family. So I think it's got a little bit of everything for everyone, not, just people who have uncles or not people who have multiple
Mm-hmm.
brothers, not people who are just single moms. So I really think this is a special series, and I can't wait for more people to get to check it out.